I'm Amber Jones, Research Engineer at Utah State University and Data Manager of the iUTAH project. This is a tutorial describing HydroShare for data sharing and publication. Specifically, I will focus on getting started and creating a resource in HydroShare. HydroShare is a community-based repository for sharing, collaborating around, and formally publishing scientific data. HydroShare also supports sharing and publication of model programs, model instances, and related data, and includes specific functionality for some data or model types. You can explore existing resources in HydroShare by clicking on the Discover link at the top of the main HydroShare page. The fundamental unit of digital content in HydroShare is a resource, which consists of a logical set of data or model files and associated metadata. In HydroShare, you can create resources, manage access, version, and share with individuals or with a collaborative group, and formally publish them. HydroShare's Discover page shows resources that are publicly available and includes filters, sorting, and a map for search and discovery. To be able to create resources, you must first be a HydroShare user. From the homepage, click on Sign Up Now to create an account. Complete the fields on this form and check your email for a verification link. If you don't see the verification email, check your spam folder. After confirming your email, you can begin creating resources. When signed into your account, navigate to the My Resources page, then click on the Create New button. On the resource creation page, you select a resource type, specify a title, and choose the files for upload. There are a number of different resource types supported by HydroShare, such as geographic rasters and features, multidimensional arrays, time series, and model instances, each with specific functionality. To keep things brief in this tutorial, we will only cover generic resources. See the HydroShare help pages for details on other resource types. A generic resource is a collection of files logically grouped together. For example, the publication of a staged discharge relationship might include a file containing the relationship, as well as a file for each individual discharge measurement. A resource for a social science survey might include a file for the survey instrument, one for a codebook, and a data file. Give your resource a title and navigate to the files that you want to add. Multiple file upload is supported. Note that individual files are limited to 1 GB. If you have larger files, you can upload them using iRODs, which is a more advanced topic that we won't cover in this tutorial. Once the resource has been created, you are directed to the resources landing page. On this page, you can modify the resource, including the addition of metadata, such as abstract, keywords, authors, etc. You can also add, delete, rename, or organize the content files. As noted in the green box, you need to give the resource an abstract and some keywords before you are allowed to make it public or discoverable or formally publish it. This is to ensure that public information on resources has a minimum level of content completion. To edit your resource, click on the edit icon at the top right. The other icons allow you to manage access, create versions, and delete the resource. Sharing and versioning will be covered in subsequent tutorials. Add an abstract. The abstract should clearly and concisely describe what the resource consists of and may include information on the purpose of the resource and methods used to create the resource. Click the Save Changes button to save the abstract. Scrolling down, you'll see the citation and the license for the resource. By default, Creative Commons CC BY is selected. You may choose a different license. You'll also see the sharing status of the resource, which is private at this point. Below that is a field for entry of subject keywords. A resource must include at least one keyword to be made public. Add a few keywords associated with your resource. These help increase the resource's discoverability. Scrolling down, you see the files that you've uploaded. Here you can delete these or load additional files. Below the file listing, you'll see fields for the addition of further metadata. Under Authors, as the creator and owner of the dataset, you are automatically added. To include additional authors, click on Add Author. If the author is an existing HydroShare user, you can start typing to search for their name. If not, select Other. Enter the information for the author and save the entry. Organizations may also be added as authors, and contributors to the resource may be added in the same way. Below the personnel information is a field for acknowledging the funding source of the resource. Click on the button to Add funding agency. Complete the information for the agency and the award that funded the creation of your resource and save changes. To add spatial coverage metadata for the resource, click on the Coverage tab. Here you can specify a bounding box or a point for the dataset so others will know the spatial footprint of your resource. When spatial metadata is included, the resource is discoverable via the map search interface. Use the zoom and pan tools to navigate to the desired area on the map. Select either box or point and either draw on the map or enter latitude and longitude coordinates to denote the spatial coverage of the resource. You can also add a name for the place or area. Then click Save Changes. If relevant, add dates to specify a temporal coverage for your resource, and then Save Changes. The Extended Metadata tab gives the ability to add a user-defined metadata element. For example, you might want to add a list of variable names measured and reported by your resource. In this case, you provide the name of the metadata element as well as the value. Extended metadata are not required, but can be used to add attributes of your resource that you think are important. Then Save Changes. When you are done editing the resource metadata, click the arrow icon to return to the resource landing page. You've now successfully created a resource in HydroShare. That's all for this tutorial. Feel free to continue exploring the functionality of HydroShare. A related tutorial will cover sharing and publishing resources in HydroShare.